Hey guys, welcome back to the 44-day challenge. I'm Scott Duke. You're inside the Wellstand studio. Today is day 36, and the book we are reviewing is Sell Your Business and Retire Happy by Jamie Donald. Now, Jamie Donald is a wealth advisor. He's a financial planner, and he has been such since he was around 15 years old when he started working with his father in his father's wealth management business, and then worked his way up, and then at one point took it over. So a lot of the detail that we got out of this book is data on wealth management and how to set yourself up for a financial stable future when you go to sell your business. Very interesting information. And they did a lot of surveys on their customers, large data pool, because they had lots of customers over the course of many years who sold their companies. So I'm going to take you guys through this stuff. And remember, it's kind of a financial literacy, wealth management side of things, but a lot of good stuff that came out of this book. So overall, net worth trapped in your business. And this was a question they put out to all of their customers that sold businesses in the past. And this is what they came back with. So of these owners, 35% of the owners had 25% of their net worth trapped in their company. 25% of the owners had 25 to 50% of their net worth trapped inside their company. Another 25% had 50 to 75% of their net worth trapped inside their company, and 15% had 75% of their net worth trapped inside their company. Now this of course makes sense because as we're running our businesses, we're constantly infusing any cash we make back into it to grow them. But what we need to realize is that we're getting to the end of our business cycle. We want to be pulling out that cash as best we can. And Jamie talks about a couple ways in the book so that you can diversify yourself so you aren't in this sliver or this sliver of the pie where if your business fails or you don't sell your business and aren't unsuccessful in the sale, you don't lose all of that net worth. And what he says is you need to be taking payments, giving it to yourself over time into your retirement plan. Then you need to be, if you have assets in the company that you can pull out, such as real estate, you need to pull that out so they're in different pots. And then lastly, you can maybe sell a chunk of your business to a family member or sell a chunk of your business to your management team to pull out some of that equity. So those are some good ideas of how to diversify yourself, but probably the best thing is get yourself a wealth planner if you don't already have one. Go talk to them and figure out what the best situation is for you in your situation to pull some of your equity out of your company. Now, and this again is just to diversify, just in case your company doesn't sell, because as we know, we've covered in this course in the 44-day challenge, a lot of companies don't sell, so you need to be prepared for that. And the next thing that I found really interesting is he asked all of these business owners who valued their company when they went to sell. And as we know, getting your company valued is extremely important because you need to get as close as you can to the actual market value of your company. So when you go to sell it, it actually attracts buyers. If you're too high, well, if you're too low, you leave money on the table. You're too high, no one's going to come and even have interest in it. So I really found this interesting because the people that value these businesses, so in-house accountant. So 40% of business owners use their in-house accountant to do the valuation of the company. Another 40% use the existing accountant. So just someone that's they're working with on a year-to-year basis. They don't work within the company, but it's an accountant they work with. Then 20%, a little bit less than 20%, got a new accountant just to do this, probably someone more specialized. We have about 30% here, financial company went and valued their business. This is private equity group, under 10%. People use that to value their company. Business valuator. And this I find extremely interesting. So if you look at all of the different ways that people could value their company and get different experts to value them, the business valuator is one of the lowest. And this is the most experienced, educated individual or firms to actually go about doing this. Then some people use the business broker, again, less than 10%. Some people use their wealth manager, less than 10%. And then lastly, some people use nobody at all, none, or other, or a realtor. Okay, and that was about 35%. So this is just statistics off of this particular individual's business and the people that they work with. But I found it interesting because really what you want to be doing when you go to sell your company is you want to be using someone who is credible, like a business valuator, someone who has experience in the industry specific to your industry in valuating businesses. And it's not to throw any of these other guys under the bus here. Your accountant could very well value your business accurately if they have training in business valuation. A lot of them don't. So make sure you ask them, because again, this really is all about getting the most accurate valuation you possibly can. It's your biggest asset that you have, so you might as well get this one right. Anyhow, so that's just some interesting data. Now, other stuff that came out of the book that I found interesting was after people sell their company, pre and post sale, how they spend their time. So none of this is going to be a major surprise to you as a business owner. But before you sell your company, over 60% of your time is spent on work. You spend some time with family, although I know personally myself, it's sometimes hard you want this to be higher, but your business ends up consuming a lot of your time. Under 10% of your time is spent relaxing. And then he, again, because it's a financial planner that we got this information of, he put in the chart, worry about finances. So we have people worrying about their finances about 5% of their time. And then when we look at time spent post-sale, hardly spending any time working, obviously. Your family, friends, and loved ones goes up to over 60%, 70%. Your relaxation time goes up, obviously. But why I put this on here, and the whole reason that I did this, was worrying about finances. He asked his customers pre and post sale how much they worry about their finances. Look, it's literally exactly the same. So if you're looking to sell your business so you no longer worry about your finances, just know you're likely going to be worrying about it just as much after as you are before. But look at how your lifestyle changes, right? And this is kind of what we all want when we sell our company. Pull our equity out so we can spend more time with family, more time relaxing, doing the things that we want to do. Okay, the next thing that I found really interesting out of this book was how long does it take to sell your company? And I would tell people you're kind of looking between 9 months to a year, assuming your company is prepped, it's ready to sell, and you aren't going to take a couple of years prior to get it maximize value. If you just want to go and sell it, and it is sellable, that's the big question mark, is it sellable? Assuming it's sellable, how long is it going to take to sell? So out of this book, and this is statistics that they pulled out of their companies that had sold, less than 6 months was actually the vast majority. It was over 50%. 6 months to a year was about 20%. 1 year to 2 years was pushing close to 30%. And then greater than 2 years to sell was about 5%. So this kind of gives you a good cross section of how long it takes to sell a company. It's much better data than what I just normally tell people, that kind of 9 months to a year. All right, and then we pulled out our knowledge nuggets here. So knowledge nugget number one, if you have a company that's owned by multiple shareholders, you need to take the time to sit down and figure out what every shareholder's needs are, what their goals are, what their objectives are when it comes to selling the company, and if they even want to sell. So you need to know what all the shareholders want. This is a no-brainer, but sometimes you may think you know what other shareholders want, but you really haven't dug down. So set up a time, have a meeting. Number two, know what price you need to sell at. This isn't the price that the market's going to pay for your business. This is the price that you need to sell at. And this is working with your financial planner, your wealth manager, and figuring out what you need to continue your quality life into the future. Then if you know what you need, and you know through valuation what your company could sell for, that will dictate how long you're going to continue running the company, or if you need to work on increasing the value of the company before you need to sell. And lastly, know the common reasons deals collapse. And I'm going to take you through the ones that he had in the book, because it's quite interesting. We've covered a few of these in some of our other 44 days, but this one had a few new ones. So here we go. This is what they are. Untrue statements or unmatched expectations. And we've talked about this. You want to be truthful from day one, and what you say needs to be provable afterwards in the due diligence period. Material omissions, especially liabilities or litigation. So if you're omitting anything in the deal, you're not being totally upfront with everything that's going on, kills the deal. Unreliable financial data. You need to have your finances well in order. Loss of major customers. You're in the deal, you have a major customer, maybe they're worth more than 15% of your revenue, which is kind of that tipping point where you need to watch out for. If you lose one of those major customers, obviously it could kill the deal. Contingent liabilities. Key drivers to deals. Okay, so key employees, key relationships, inventory change significantly before completion. So Coming up to the deal completion, you lose a major employee, you lose a supplier, you lose again a customer relationship, your inventory changes. Again, I've talked about this in other videos. You want to make sure you know exactly what your inventory sits at, do an inventory count so that in that letter of intent, you have what the inventory is. And then when they go back to count it again, it's not that far off. That's a good way of building trust. Environmental, regulatory, or tax problems. Buyer can't get funding is another reason. The professionals in your deal, your lawyers, your accountants, I've seen it kill deals before. So just know what your goals are and make sure you express those extremely well to all your advisors. Minority stakeholders will kill a deal, and market conditions could kill a deal. So those are the ways that in this book that our author, Jamie Donald, talks about that could potentially kill a deal. And that's what came out of the book. So I don't know, put a comment below if you guys like the way I did this, because how I've been doing the videos before is I'm just kind of talking at the camera. I'm not using the board as much. This one, I definitely maximized the board space. It was a good book because it gave us lots of charts, but if you want to put notes below and say, hey, Scott, moving forward, we prefer just the information talking to the camera, or we really like the work being done on the whiteboard, let me know and I can change how I relay the information out to you guys in the following days. All right. 36 days we've been going. Tomorrow's day 37 of the 44-day challenge. Look forward to seeing you guys then. Take the information, put it to best use when you go to sell your company, and we'll see you tomorrow.